Russian Finance Minister Anton Siluanov said on Sunday, the 13th of March 2022, that he thinks that their partnership with China will still allow them to maintain the cooperation that they have achieved, and not only maintain but also increase it in an environment where Western markets are closing. Then the next day, which was Monday the 14th, Jake Sullivan, the US National Security Advisor, responded that there will absolutely be consequences for large-scale sanctions evasion efforts or support to Russia to backfill them. We also know that on that same Monday, US and Chinese diplomatic officials spent 7 hours in discussion as it concerns the sanctions against Russia and indeed other related matters. The question is, how will China balance the need of the crumbling Russian economy now has, and the threat of possible secondary sanctions from the US and the EU? China is Russia's main potential source of foreign exchange backup, given the $300 billion asset freeze and the subsequent spiraling of the ruble, again amid devastating capital outflows. One way China can help Russia ease its decaying economic pain is by opening up a full swap line with Russia, accepting rubles as payment for anything Russia needs to buy, including crucial imports like technology parts and semiconductors that the country, which is Russia, has been cut off from in the latest rounds of sanctions. The question arising from that is it in China's best interest to do so, and how much of a consequence would it lead to? Maximilian Hess, a Central Asia fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, told CNBC that China will be risking major secondary sanctions on themselves and a renewed trade and sanctions war with the US and the rest of the West as well. We also know that China now has rising inflation and a major new COVID-19 outbreak. We also know very well that China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi said, no matter how perilous the international landscape is, they will maintain their strategic focus and promote the development of a comprehensive China-Russia partnership in the new era. According to analysts at New York-based research firm Rhodium Group, Beijing likely seeks a third way somewhere between the binary choice of supporting Russia or refusing to do so. That middle path involves quietly maintaining existing channels of economic engagement with Russia while maintaining the exposure of China's financial institutions to Western sanctions, or rather while minimizing the exposure of China's financial institutions to Western sanctions. And see what is written here. It says here, testing the limitless. This is on The Economist. China's friendship with Russia has boundaries despite what their leaders say. It says here, for most of those involved in Ukraine's horrors, time is not on their side. Every hour brings new agonies for the Ukrainian government and people. Each passing day exposes with greater clarity the miscalculation of Russia's leader Vladimir Putin, who when he launched a war of choice against a country he vastly underestimated. Okay, so to cut it short, to support what we've been saying here, it says, in contrast, one great power, China, is a study in patience. Privately, its officials project confidence that time will deliver a post-war settlement that is greatly to China's advantage. Since the invasion on February 24th, China has rebuffed repeated pleas from foreign governments that it work more actively to persuade China, its rock-solid friend, to put an end to the mayhem. Okay, so what the point is they're trying to make here in this, what we're reading here right now, is that ultimately China is looking out for itself. China is looking out for itself. Okay. It says that privately, its officials project confidence that time will deliver a post-war settlement that is greatly to China's advantage. That simply says it all. So it's a mix of things. So I think it's going to be very diplomatic. China is, you know, it's just as the experts at or from the New York based Rhodium Group are saying. China is most certainly and obviously is going to maintain the existing channels of economic engagement with Russia, but it will take advantage of anything that is going on to promote itself, to advance itself further. Okay, so see what you make of all of these things, and I will continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.